Yeah, right.
Got it.
Yeah, right.
Your weight thing, is that what that was? Oh.
My little, I don't know. No, the scale.
Oh, huh.
Oh, didn't even see it.
You could when I moved this back over.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's kind of, unless there was some other place you want to start. The weather actually was an interesting thing to us. They keep saying heat dome and heat wave. And yesterday, I'll admit, yesterday the sun was really brutal,
It was
really
terrible.
hot. Yeah. But those couple days before then, when we were officially in a heat wave, did you feel like that was I mean, like we were getting a breeze. I mean, it doesn't seem like our traditional heat waves.
I mean, it was hot, like in the sense that it was above the 90s, and it was probably had an heat index of of at least 100, but
Okay.
wasn't as bad as like it is yesterday or today or tomorrow.
Right.
Well, I didn't even think it was as bad as a normal Philadelphia heat wave. Everyone's saying the heat. And I was
But
like,
it's also really, really, really early in the season.
true.
It is not normally this hot.
No, no,
Yeah,
no. But
yeah.
that the reaction still to me, it was like I'm not into the whole feels like. I don't.
That's the other part. What's the
Well,
feel?
I think what they're driving at is like I just said, it's really, really early in the season for it to be this hot.
Mhm.
Like you don't get these sort of temperatures till at least mid to late July. These are kind of like August, especially today and yesterday and
Mhm.
tomorrow. Well, maybe tomorrow. I don't know if it drops back down tomorrow or not. But definitely yesterday and today, where it's almost 100 degrees. Like that, those are August temperatures.
Mhm.
And really, they're Florida August temperatures,
You're right.
not PA
You're
August
right.
temperatures.
And I'm behind it. I'm not trying to minimize the heat so much as minimize the reporting. Because if you start talking feels like, and so many different
I
people,
don't, I
I
don't,
don't know
well,
what 100 feels like on you. And I understand the idea, right, is that they're trying to say don't just look at the numbers, but take into consideration the particulate in the air and the
I don't like the
humidity.
the phrasing feels like I prefer like heat index,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
because that's a little more, scientific and like
yes, it doesn't sound subjective.
objective.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, objective, exactly. It
Yeah.
sounds a
And they
little.
Like,
seem, and no, that's exactly true. Because then you're working in the humidity there.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
and then I guess the other thing was they were switching back between feels like and regular temperatures, and we weren't quite sure at one point or another. We just weren't the most we weren't paying the most attention. But it was like, okay, now is that 98 the feels like, or is that the regular temperature? So it was very, I don't know.
No, it was 98 the actual temperature, and it was probably like 105, 106, 107, 108. Usually it's about 10 degrees hotter.
Right.
The heat index is about 10 degrees hotter,
Okay.
generally speaking.
Right.
It's brutal though. It is brutal.
It is. I may have to wipe my head again in a minute here. I'm sweating my ass off.
Oh my God, because it's hot down there because there's not. But you're in a basement though. You should.
I am, and that means this would be on its own the cooler part of the house. And generally speaking, it probably is. It's probably the actual temperature is probably around 90, 95.
Mhm.
But like that's stuffy down here.
Do you have a fan blowing on you?
No,
You
because
should.
we didn't realize it until um this summer here that we had actually left all of our fans at our old house
Oh
because I guess
no.
we didn't have enough space in the truck to move it,
Hmm.
and we didn't even realize it until just now.
Oh no.
Within the next month or so, after like I said, after I paid for John's karate camp, I still owe like $300-400 on that.
Hmm.
Um, I get like an AC for down here, like a little one that doesn't require like being hooked up to a window or something.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they have those now.
Yeah,
So
they do. They're pretty cool.
Yeah. Are those the ones that have the flexible tubing that goes to a window somewhere, or is
Oh
it just
my God.
no,
freestanding?
well, I have one of those upstairs for our bedroom.
Okay.
Um, but the one that I was looking at doesn't have anything. It just pulls from the air,
Oh, wow.
like in the room, and then like cleans it, obviously, and
It's
pumps
such
it
a
back
dad
out.
conversation. You
It is.
guys.
It is, yeah.
You guys.
What?
I said it's such a dad conversation. Like I can talk about fake news and you guys are like, really? You got one of those, do you? Like, hey, where's the producer? We're gonna go down a really interesting Home Depot kind of rabbit hole. We weren't careful. So
Home
do you
Depot,
have,
that's my favorite place in the world.
Yeah.
it's everyone,
Yeah.
So do you have any fake news to complain about this week?
I got fucking that Trump rally that I was just reading up on
Oh
that
my
happened at Temple.
Yeah.
Like, he was spouting all kinds of nonsense.
Yeah, we want immigrants to fight the UFC.
He was claiming that crime has gone up
Yeah,
in Philadelphia, which is
skyrocketed.
the exact opposite of
Exactly.
like what's been happening. Like, and it's not even it's not even like on a national level, like you can claim because most people aren't going to know what's happening in Sheboygan or LA or New York because nobody really cares.
Right.
But you're talking about people who supposedly, some of them anyways, live in the city. We know damn well crime isn't going up. We know damn well murders have gone down. Everything has gone down.
Right. Well, most of us know that, but I do think that there are still people in the city that are clinging to that fear thing. Oh, you really look outside. It's just it's horrible. Like we hear people complain all the time on our Facebook group.
And it's still reasonable to complain because like any crime, that you have automatically sucks. Like I don't want to see anybody shot or murdered. I don't want to see mass shootings or robberies at all.
No, no.
And certainly, there are some things that in this country right now that have gone up, particularly anti-Semitism. But that dude ain't gonna fix that.
Right.
No, very fine people. Very fine people.
Exactly.
Both sides, yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting thing, real quick. I don't want to derail you on it, but it does do with crime and it does have to do with Philly and it has to do with mindsets. And this is particularly with Larry Krasner. We had a guy who was he was a porch pirate in East Falls. Actually, he was a burglar. He would steal stuff off porches, but he would break into people's houses.
Explain to people what a porch pirate is. I don't think
Oh, yeah. So just somebody stealing things off a porch. Generally, they will follow a UPS or FedEx truck. Amazon Prime truck, and when they drop things off, will run right up and grab it. Well, this guy, I think, started off as a porch pirate and then worked his way up to burglar. So he would break into houses. People would find evidence of him taking showers and having sandwiches and this kind of thing. And
that is a bold ass motherfucker.
Bold, very bold. And people
it's bad enough you done broke into my house, bitch. You making sandwiches out my refrigerator.
Big ones, big turkey.
Washing your nuts in my shower. Fuck out of here.
So
washing your nuts
in my shower. No, I got to bleach that shit.
Right now.
Yeah. So basically, they through a number of different things, a lot of Ring camera video and things of that sort. They did catch this guy, and they posted it like, "Hey, thanks." Somebody posted and said, "Hey, thanks neighbors for sharing the information with the police. The police, were able to apprehend him. Somebody caught him on a Ring cam and called it in while he was in the vicinity, got him." And then first off, which is what you would expect, is people saying, "Good job, guys, way to go. This is like community policing at its best. We're really helping each other out."
And let me guess, there were people who were talking shit, calling him a snitch and bullshit like
no, close. Think of Krasner. They brought up Krasner.
Yeah.
Can you
what
make
about
it? Can you do you know? This is curious because we can give you the answer, but can you guess why Krasner came up?
Let me guess. They're gonna say that they're gonna let him out.
Ding, 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 ding.
And the whole conversation.
Yeah. Yep. So everybody then starts freaking out about Krasner. Not everybody. There was a strong contingent of people pushing back and liking comments made by people saying, hey, can we just celebrate the win here? That we all came together. Can we just do that? As opposed to all of a sudden somebody throws up a picture of Krasner and it throws everything off kilter. Like it becomes a fight.
So, I was just telling Danny last night because we were talking about like weirdo conspiracy theories and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing I think applies here. Everybody needs their Goldstein. Everybody needs their Goldstein.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can see you get it. You know what I'm talking about.
I.e. Boogeyman is how I'm reading that, right?
Yeah, but I was specifically referring to 1984.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
But I saw her.
I was
wheels
like,
turning.
there's a reference I'm supposed to be getting here, but I'm not getting it. But there you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a nerd.
No, I'm usually a nerd, but I wasn't an Orwell nerd, apparently. I'm not great with names anyway, so.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. Same with, the weird thing about like what was the old Jewish guy that always gives money to like all the progressive causes? Soros, yeah.
So
Soros is another Goldstein.
it is.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Krasner's our Soros.
Yes,
In a way.
exactly. Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, it's a shame because I feel like people on the right or people who are poor consumers of media, let's call them, are getting right or just are getting that's their platform. They get indoctrinated about Krasner because any progressive movement away from the traditional way of policing and punishing people is seen as such a threat by right wing that they get that full of their head. It's in their head, and so this is like this. I hate offering a platform. Like I hate sharing crime or anything on the Facebook page because
here's the thing, like those like people breaking into houses are not people that he's letting out.
I don't think
and like I mean really all the policy, like not that he's not prosecuting, because that was the original thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a major crime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not just breaking and entering, it's burglary. That's I don't know, like a class 1, class 2 felony.
Yeah,
like that's a high bar felony.
Yeah.
He's talking about like petty theft, like, or drinking in public or, stupid shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
That's
like
what
stuff
I hear.
that I was surprised to find out they have a diversionary program that goes on with the police. And I only found it out by looking at a crime report from the 39th district.
I believe those are usually reserved for like first-time offenders and youth.
This was a shoplifting thing, so it wasn't a huge offense.
Yeah.
So then they mentioned, I don't know if it was DVP or what the acronym was, but I was like, what the hell is that? And it turns out, they've been using it quite a bit to first-time offenders, low-level offenders.
Yeah, because it's not a smart thing to put like first-time offenders and like, drug offenders in prison, which infinitely like exasperates harms that were already being done.
Right, you put them with
like,
hardened criminals.
Yep.
So then
you're setting them up, so that they can't get out and be productive members of society.
But that's the idea,
which is ultimately
right?
what you want.
Yeah, that's what they're. But no, their idea is get them off the street and keep them in there because they're bad. These are bad things. These are vermin. Like all that right wing shit in their head is so damaging because they're literally thinking that they're like they want to shoot shoplifters. Like
I know.
Like what are you thinking? Like what if someone accidentally walked out the store with the tags? Like I don't know. That happened to me once at Costco, and I didn't even get caught, but I felt terrible. I still talk about it. Is you just accidentally accidentally walk out with something and you're like, holy shit, what did I just do? So what if that happened and someone shot me dead? Like, that's just crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
And it goes to extremism on both ends of the spectrum. Like
Mhm.
the moment you start demonizing and dehumanizing people, like, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and what's the representative from Maryland, the Jewish guy from Maryland,
Hmm. He's running for state rep or something?
no, regular, he's a regular representative, Jewish guy, can't think of his name off.
Jamie Raskin.
Jamie Raskin.
He's great.
Jamie Raskin was talking about, when he had found out like he had cancer last year or the year before, and he was doing chemo and all of that stuff, and how him and Lauren Boebert, of all people, became friends.
Hmm.
Like, because she actually took time out of her day, in spite of being on the other side of the aisle and on the other side of the majority, if not all, issues
Wow.
from him, and like went and like actually showed care and like visited him in the hospital, and like
Wow.
made sure he was okay. Like, you can be a piece of shit and still be a human being who's capable of doing other than shittery.
Wow.
I never heard that. That's
I never
amazing.
did either.
That's
Oh,
really a great
Are they
story.
still friends, or did she just lose her mind?
But she's never had a mind, so that is a prime case of a mind would have been a terrible thing to waste on her.
Well, it looks like he's still destroying her in public.
Well, absolutely, because I mean,
What, years ago, right?
Yeah, it must
When did
have
he
been.
have
no,
this?
this was like last year
Last
or
year he
something.
still had. I'm
Yeah,
trying to remember when he had that. He had the headband on. For
yeah, that was like that. It's actually been a couple. It was a couple.
It was a
I
couple
think he
years.
was fighting that for like a few years.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Interesting.
Where did you hear it? Do you remember where you heard it?
Ashma.
Huh?
It's a Jewish podcast. Usually it does like Devar Torah,
Mhm.
and whatnot like that. And I guess there was like a town
They
hall
said
or
it was from somewhere, or there was like a video or something.
something
I don't know.
in like
Well, I
I
see.
can send you
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm
the
just curious.
Spotify link.
Sure.
Neat.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But yeah, there are these like you say, the Goldsteins, the boogeymen, you're primed to feel that it's worse than it is. And I think that's what it is, because the level of the people in that thread in particular are like, oh, lock them up, throw away the key. The shooting thing was inferred. And to me, that's somebody who's in a lot of fear about what these people can do to your neighborhood. I mean, to me, I take more solace from the fact that all that people in your
Yes.
community came together and actually solved
Right,
this.
but that's a nice happy buzz.
Yeah.
But the angry buzz is probably even more fun.
It does give you
Well,
So
it goes to another part of our conversation last night is I was talking about an AI test that I had done recently, and I had asked it, to tell me about, like the mentality of people that are prone to conspiracy thinking. And that's like one of the drivers, like fear, isolation, the feeling that, you know, other people are doing better than you, while also feeling that you are superior, to other people. Any one of us could end up in a situation where we feel it's necessary to rob or steal in order to survive.
Mhm.
That's not to say that everybody who's robbing and stealing is doing it to survive, but anybody could be in that situation
Certainly.
where they're so desperate that they're willing to do whatever it takes to put food on the table,
Right.
or
Sure.
in their kids' mouths, or to put that diaper on their baby.
Yep.
Like, especially in like late stage capitalism,
Sure.
where the rich are only getting richer. The entire system is designed to benefit them,
Absolutely.
while screwing the rest of us.
Yep. Yep.
Have some empathy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's
know?
funny. I'll see that, and occasionally shows up in a way that's interesting on the police reports, where there's the Rite Aid here on Midvale Avenue in East Falls, and you'll see people going in and stealing like shower gel and like basic necessity stuff. Like it's like a $48 bill. They took out $48 worth of stuff, and these guys called the cops. But like, who's stealing like shower gels, like 3 at a time, with maybe some, I can't remember what else there was. It was just
Sponge.
personal stuff. Yeah, but it was not like they're making a haul to sell it all in the black
Like,
market
not in
somewhere.
the
You know?
top.
I think the bigger problem is that it's a $48 haul
Yeah.
for some shower gel and
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
some shower items.
Yeah.
So-
I don't go into like Rite Aid or Walmart and spend less than 50-60 bucks for a handful of things.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and that's insane.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really is. It
Yeah.
is. And not just stealing, but like it opens the door for anything. Like there's even a saying, like, you can't live a life being completely legal, following every single rule, because you
absolutely
can contradict,
not.
right? So we're all at risk of being caught for being, criminals for some rule. Anyone, depending on the whim of whoever's in charge, I'm sure they could find something to put me in jail about if they really wanted to look at the code and what I was doing. You know what I mean? I don't.
Surely.
So why I don't understand how people are so easily swayed, and it's so obviously, Russian, China. It's so obviously like propaganda. It's so obviously, the fake news is so fake, right? Like immigrants are coming and they're killing people. Like what?
And the irony is, like, they're being led by a guy who just maybe even hasn't finished his crime spree, like of like major, like, are you fucking kidding me?
So weird. It's so weird.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. Well, it's interesting though, unless we want to go more on any particular topic. You kind of touched on it with the whole with the information consumer.
Yeah,
And they had an incident
I had a
recently.
fight. I had a fight. I go to I've gone to the same guy for hair stuff, and don't judge me now. I didn't do anything. I did the shower. Anyway, but
We won't
What am I
judge.
gonna judge you?
We
I
won't
don't
judge
have
you on
any
your
hair. Like, what am I
hairstyle
gonna judge?
take that, put it away.
Though I didn't even bother shaving this morning because I was so hot in my bathroom. I had no
Get out.
desire.
I just gotta get out of this steam bath. Yeah. So I go to the same guy I've been going to since like the 90s. And my sister comes with me now, or I go, whatever, we go together. And
Oh,
he's
that's sweet.
it's fun, it's a little tradition. And he rents out a space at this salon, so there's nobody there, it's just us. And he talks and talks and talks. And he's kind of like he's kind of like a Republican Italian guy, And so we don't really.
I don't know if you saw how far my eyes rolled there.
You're gonna hear them. I think your mic picked it up. But so like I usually just ignore it. My sister we're both very aligned, and me and my sister politically, but she's more tolerant, and she'll like kind of drag the story. Oh, really, Daniel? And she'll gently push back, and it's just like tune it out, right? But this last time I just couldn't stand it because he was just going and going, and he was telling her, like, he said some comment that was loud enough for like everybody to hear. Steve was there too, and he was like, well, yeah, well, we're not going to be able to have our stoves, and then they're going to all have to force us to drive electric vehicles. And I was like, oh, for crying out loud. I'm like, don't believe that. You're not just like, how can you believe that? And I like launched into him about how, like, that's just regulations. Like, what are you thinking? They're going to take your stoves? No. And Steve's like, they're going to make you drive a car. Like, you can drive a Model T now. Like,
I've seen Model Ts on the
they
road.
don't,
Yeah.
they don't,
Yeah.
it's not what you think it is. I don't know where you're getting this shit. And so we started going at it a little bit. And then it went okay. It's fine. We're not like hating each other. We're okay. We hugged it out, but didn't really settle it. But I think that the next time I have a conversation, rather than, because I was like arguing about like the stoves, and he's like, well, who told you that? And I'm just like,
I read the fucking regulation, asshole.
exactly. So I
Yeah.
think what I need to do, and please, I'd love some feedback on this, is that instead of engaging in what he's saying is wrong or true, and that moment where I was like, you're so stupid, I can still go, you're so stupid in my whatever. But instead of attacking the facts, I think I should just be like, you are an irresponsible consumer of media. And you should know better. And that's why I'm angry. I'm not angry about your beliefs. I'm angry about you consuming this media that I feel is bad faith media. I feel you should, and here's, there are ways to be media literate. And if you're not checking your sources, and if you're not looking at the broad picture, then I don't want to engage in a conversation with you, because it's, as far as I'm concerned, you're just talking lies and propaganda. And we're never going to be able to on the same page until you're.
You want feedback from me?
Yeah.
From me?
Yes, I do.
I'm a professional troll.
What was that? Well, has that? Is that a way to solve it, like a family issue? Not professional, in person though. I think
honestly though, like it's never like the way you want to resolve these things. And I know I should be taking my own fucking advice. Don't fucking say shit. It is, you want to have empathy. You want to be like, okay, well, why do you feel this way? Why do you believe this?
But that just leads you to him telling us lies.
Okay, and then you gently correct them the way your sister did. The way your sister did. Sorry, she was right. But at the same time, like, I get the inclination to like attack.
But isn't this as far as attacking goes, is this a less personal attack if I'm simply attacking their method of getting information? And
it is less personal, but not that much less personal.
Maybe
like
not.
what the answer is, like, what is your goal? Is your goal to win?
No, my goal is to inspire him to want to defend his sources better. And if that leads him to learn more about them, then I think we'll win.
I think that you can provide him that information without being attacky.
Like, how does that work? Here,
let's role play it. Be an Italian American guy who is deep. It's got a deep red mindset. You're on.
We'll do some role.
Hey, I heard them trans people.
That's Southern.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, yo.
Yo, hey.
Hey, yo. I'm gonna go tan my balls.
Actually, you'd have to role play me though for me to learn.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
Well,
don't role play me.
Here's the other thing that he did though that I saw preceding this actual incident was Roseanne was trying to be her sister was trying to be very diplomatic and to be very gentle about saying, well, how do you know how to this and how to that? And she's got to some point where she said, well, what do you think? I mean, it seems to me that maybe there's this. And he goes, oh, that's bullshit. And she was just sort of like, whoop, and didn't like say another word for like a good 30 seconds while he went on about something else. But it was a very angry sort of like stomp on her diplomatic approach. So it was like,
right. That is a good point.
I mean, personally, I've always found that the best way to deal with assholes is to be a bigger asshole. Bigger, smarter, badder asshole.
It's like bring a bigger bear with you.
Yes, yeah, bring a bigger bear.
Yeah, in case of a bear attack, be prepared. Bring a bigger bear at all times.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I guess.
But that doesn't always, like,
No.
when you guys are both smaller than me, so.
Right. And what's the goal
Yeah.
again, as you reminded us? What's the
It-
goal?
and
And
that's
sometimes
the
just being bigger asshole isn't going to get you any farther. It's going to resolve the tension that you're feeling, but not necessarily in the most productive way, I guess, was what he was trying to gently point out earlier
Yes,
for us.
right.
I
was
think
resistant.
also though, like sometimes there is no resolving it. Like some people are so deep,
Right?
like at least not in like one conversation.
Right.
Like I think you guys have a relationship with this person and you can
Yeah.
have multiple conversations and slowly, you
Right.
know, chip at it in a very slow fashion. I like doing what you just said he did would have like set me the fuck off.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Right. Which is why I'm saying instead of taking it from those issues that are obviously he feels strong on and his sources tell him he's right on, I feel with my approach a little bit over his head in that I'm literally attacking your ability to understand sources. So instead of being like, I'm fighting you here with my facts and your facts, and he's used to winning because at the end, whose facts matter? Where do you go? You know, like it's your word against mine. It's your field. In this way,
But that's not how facts work though.
No,
And
but
what
how,
he's presenting you isn't facts. They're, you know,
but he says,
thin.
but to him, they are facts because the people that he believes told him. And we don't know for sure.
That's also
Nobody
not
knows
how
that.
facts work.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
it. And that was where exactly, but it's not something they would acknowledge. To them, that is how facts work. The facts is either you see it yourself and know it, and otherwise you have to depend on somebody else. Like I have to depend on science books to tell me the temperature water boils at. But maybe he decides instead of listening to the science books, he's going to listen to whatever he feels like. And he actually thinks it doesn't make it right or wrong, but he is, but when it's in, I'm sure he picks the issues that aren't able to, there are no measuring devices that are objective. He's choosing things like what's a regulation? Who picks the regulations? How do we know? So it's a slippery argument. They're allowed to just keep changing where they're getting their information. They're constantly, oh, you don't know. And as long as nobody knows.
I think that's also like the mission
Yeah.
on their side.
Yeah.
It is to create environments where, you know, words don't matter, facts don't matter,
Who
like
knows?
nothing is real.
Right.
Like,
Right.
and then you can just, you know, manipulate it, and it goes
Yeah.
right back to 1984. Like, what was the primary like thing? It doesn't matter what existed. What matters is what Big Brother says.
Right.
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 And if he told you 4, you know, 2 + 2 is 4, and then tells you 2 + 2 is 5,
Go ahead.
then it was 4 when he said it was 4,
Yep.
and it was 5 when he said it was 5, and
Yep.
that's that.
Yep. Yep. Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the point
Yes.
of like, and it's on both sides. Like this isn't just a right-wing problem.
It's a propaganda problem. It's a human problem.
It is. And it's an extremist problem on all sides, wherever you find extremists, whether it's Christian right, the Christian right, the
Cult.
Muslim right, the
Scientologists, like anyone, right?
are Scientologists I don't know anything
They're
about
cult. They're
those
cults.
weirdos.
Yeah,
I know they're a cult, but
not
like
just
I
being
don't know
cult things.
anything about them.
Doesn't even have to be politics, is what I was trying to suggest. Like we're so susceptible to anything that people who have normal lives, well, like those guys that all like decided to kill themselves because they were supposed to be a spaceship.
Yeah.
Like it's just amazing that
Heaven's Gate.
Heaven's Gate. Like
Yeah,
people are just it has nothing to do with self-interest. It's bizarre.
Well, again, it goes to what are you lacking in your life? How are you isolated? How, you know, it goes to drivers. There are drivers that are underlining the psychology here.
I think so too.
And I think that that's where you have to solve.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's something that's like way over any individual, which is so hard, right? Unless it gets.
Not necessarily. I mean, you can have empathy and show love and care and, give people attention that doesn't validate their
Yeah,
neurosis,
right.
psychosis.
Some people are just horribly selfish people, like psychopathically selfish. Some people,
And,
a
you know, but
lot of us
that's
really are. So I don't know how do you satisfy that? Why should you satisfy that? You know, like this guy has a great life. He's got top pots of money. He takes vacations a month at a time. He's having a great life. Why is he hating on people? Why is he punching down all the time?
because there's something emotionally lacking in him.
But
It's
you
as simple
know,
as that. You know, maybe
or he's a
his,
psychopath.
since he's Italian, maybe his dad didn't, you know, hug him enough. Maybe his mom beat him too often or
Right.
not enough,
Right, but again, that's
you
not something
know.
that a friend can fill that void. You know, that's something that I don't it's like
And
we
I am an
don't,
advocate for psychotherapy for all.
right?
Yeah.
In
Everybody.
fact, I've been on the forefront of pushing our clinic to do more for behavioral health, for our community up, you
Yep.
know, your way,
Mm-hmm.
because
Oh, thank you.
unfortunately they don't serve my community here.
No,
Serve me, but not my community here. But they serve you guys
Mhm.
up there, and like, and we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna have get more behavioral health, you know, people out there for people who generally can't afford it.
they should like have a you know how there's a block captain? Well, there should be like a block therapist. Like they should pay
I agree.
therapists. They
I
should pay
agree.
themselves to live in these neighborhoods
Mhm.
and
I
make
agree.
themselves accessible.
There should be
That's
a therapist on every
right.
block. There should be um a conflict resolution
Well, that
person
could be
on
the same
every block.
person. And it could be they could be the block cabin you pay someone well, and I'm sure you will be able to find it. Just someone who can take you wouldn't even need a huge class. I mean, to be a block therapist, you could probably just take a couple classes to teach someone pretty easily just on listening and identifying problems where they need a bigger you know, more trained professional. But like I don't think it would even be that hard as far as our $1 million police budget goes. Like really,
Yeah.
pay some
And
salaries.
honestly, I think it would save lives. Like when you were
Absolutely.
saying all that, I was just thinking about the guy that you know, killed himself. You know, I don't know if we're going to need platform for that, but unalived himself at the corner store last week.
Oh no, I didn't hear
You
about that.
know, how could we have, like, if we had those sort of things in place, could we have saved that person's life?
Mhm.
You know, how many lives could we save just by having that sort of mental health locally, hyper
Trusted.
locally?
Trusted. Where they live there. They can
Yeah.
trust that. That's a neighbor. I see him coming and going. I know what kind of car he drives. I know who he hangs out with. I'll trust his opinion because the city pays him to be here for me. It's better than, oh, I got to go to that building. I think if they could live there, and people
Sure.
need affordable housing, people are
Well,
dying for it. So you could give someone a nice affordable house, have them. I mean, I don't know, man.
well,
Doesn't
they
seem
had
that
that.
hard.
Well, they had that. Wasn't that one woman in the documentary saw about the policing where they had the DA from LA was on there, and she talked about having. She's like, there's always somebody on the block who knew what was going on, who was like the main contact person, and they would have the information about who was where and doing what. And she was like, that was sort of the way we grew up. There was always at least one person who had a lot of information. You could call that person. You could do like they were embedded. They were
It's kind of
embedded in the neighborhood. They actually were
Yeah.
part of it, and they were part of like maintaining something of what was going on, who was doing what, and all that kind of thing. So I think maybe mental health, you could do the same thing.
Of course
Yeah,
you can.
there's a guy at the end of our block that does like a car wash, you know, at the end of the street. Like he knows everything and everybody.
Right?
Yeah.
Like not just in our neighborhood, but in like
Right.
several neighborhoods.
Yeah, that's
Right.
great. Those are key
Like
people. They're important.
he's great. Like he's always telling me, you know, what's going on. That's where I go for my gossip.
Yeah. And a lot of neighborhoods have, but a lot of neighborhoods don't. A lot of times the people there's a dearth of that. People are isolated. So I think it could really, I don't know. It would be fun. It'd be a great job. I would totally apply for it.
I would not apply for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love it. I would have a good time.
Yeah, my hobby horse is always, and that was one of, although Jeff Brown's candidacy did not go very well. He had a really good idea about conflict resolution classes in school as
I
early
agree.
as possible.
Absolutely.
Yep. Learn to talk about things that bother you.
Just communication in general. It doesn't
Yeah.
always, I mean, that's a part of the conflict resolution, but just speaking up for yourself before there's a conflict, you know, hey, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Like, just being able to say no in the right way without hurting people's feelings. And
Yeah, absolutely.
right?
That's like one of the many, things that we're,
Right.
trying to instill in John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of it, I'm sure, through what's the name?
Covenant House.
Covenant House. Like I'm sure a lot of the people that are having problems don't have those skills, and that's probably where you guys start rebuilding, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, but as far as the fake news stuff goes, it's still sad to see Biden so old, isn't it? I mean, it wasn't fake. He's just walking to his airplane, and I'm just like, oh, bless your heart, sir.
But you know what? I would rather an old, sweet grandpa that I know gives a shit about me and surrounds himself by, generally speaking, very smart people.
Yep.
Not everybody is perfect.
Yep.
In his administration, there are some
Yeah.
people with problems, but for the most part, like generally, I believe that most of them care,
Yeah.
as opposed to a guy who's not only mentally deficient,
Oh,
but
God.
like absolutely psychotic,
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
and in like maybe even like late stages dementia or
Go that
something.
far.
Yeah.
I would go
Like,
that far.
I mean, talking about like sharks in fucking Wisconsin, like the fuck?
Dude, and there's all kinds of tells if you watch. Like he does this point when he'll say like a word and he gets stuck on a word, and as a distraction, he points and like says something stupid. He did it at the pillow guy, and then he did it at nothing, and then said something like marvelous
That
or
was
whatever.
Philly, wasn't it?
Might have been Philly, the place before then, the religious conference.
Faith and Freedom Conference.
Yeah,
That's right.
but
Oh yeah.
Like it's a twitch. It's like a tell.
Yeah.
I mean, he's genuinely terrifying.
Yeah. And I agree 110%. I just feel bad for him. Like I think he's gotten a lot older the last year or two. Like he always was old, but now he's like really having a hard time.
But again,
I can still feel bad for him and still believe that he deserves to be under the prison.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no. I'm sorry. I was talking about Biden looking old. Trump looks a lot older and insane. Biden just looks like he's in pain.
Yeah.
So
and again, I like your point about the people surrounding him, because it isn't an easy job. It's one of the toughest jobs in the world, and you need smart people to do it.
Absolutely.
You're not going to get smart. You're not going to get.
You can't do that job with yes people.
No,
like not in a way that isn't criminal and self-serving and
yes.
Yeah.
potentially dangerous, like for the entire world.
No, you can't serve the people with yes men only around you.
Exactly. Hell, you can't even serve yourself really with yes men around you. That's every criminal that has ever fallen.
Yep.
Like
you're right.
Has fallen because of yes men.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. That's so funny, but true. Oh yes. So the debates this week?
Are we? We're doing that live, right?
Did we?
I think we should. I think we should do the sentencing and the debate.
The debate would be fun.
That'd
be fun. Yeah, let's do the debate live. That'll be great. When is it?
The sentencing is
July 11th.
11th. You mean the Supreme Court decision on immunity? Is that what you mean?
No. The sentencing.
Trump's sentencing. It was very interesting when the court came down with the charges. Cory tagged me and I started watching live, and it was just so fun, and people were commenting, and Cory and I were going back and forth a little bit, and it was exciting. And I was like, we should do this for the sentencing, because the way they cover it, they're going to have the news is going to be watching it come down, then everyone's going to be like, the
sentencing is not till July 11th.
No, that's what I was saying. Yes.
Right. Okay.
What part is confusing you?
Well, you were talking about this week.
I did talk about the debate.
Debates. Okay.
That's what Cory brought up, the debate.
Okay.
We had to bring
Yeah,
them along. Right, and when
we
is
should
it?
do both of them.
Yeah, when's the
Okay.
debate?
I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, when is it? I forget.
I have to look that up.
Me too.
I don't know offhand either.
Right.
I'll message you in Slack, or you can look it up.
Debate Trump. Biden. It doesn't say. We'll have to look it up. June 27th.
June 27th. Okay.
So when's that? What
Today's
is
the
it?
23rd, right?
Let's look.
Thursday? Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah, it's Thursday. All right. So we'll see you Thursday. And it's going to be, and I don't know what time. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, and
Yeah.
like I said, we'll message each other in Slack, and
Steve and I will totally not have hard ciders with us.
I'll bring a bottle of scotch.
We'll make a game of it.
Oh God. Drink for every lie. We'll be
Oh
passed out.
no!
Oh Jesus!
Passed out before it's over.
I don't know if I can drink that much. You said it's Thursday? No,
Yeah.
no, I can't do that on Thursday
Oh.
because I'm here with John and Danny's at work.
All right. Oh, I was gonna say bring Danny in. That'd be fun, but no. Okay.
No.
Oh well. Oh well. The other one is September 10th. Let's
Why
see.
only two?
I don't know. The second one's gonna be boring. Yeah, September 10th would be a Tuesday.
I wish it was. I almost wish it was like the previous debates where they're just talking over each other and like it's all crazy and shit. That's more entertaining. I mean, I suppose this will have some entertainment value because Trump's an idiot and he's going to say dumb, crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just we're both just seeing. I think everyone in the United States is watching this one just to see how, it's a brain test, right?
Yeah.
It's like, we'll put this guy in. But they said the worst thing that could happen is if his mic's turned off, but he's still shouting. And they
Biden
can't
can
hear him
it, yeah.
shouting, and they can just see Biden responding.
I can't
would
imagine
suck.
they wouldn't be taking that into consideration. At least Biden's team would be pushing to be like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
can we put this guy in some kind of a capsule or something? Like the old game shows where they lock you in and put the headphones on you.
Just tell
Well,
me.
I imagine that they're preparing Biden for that anyways. Like you could prepare for that.
Yeah, but again, optics, you never know, they get away from you. So I would hope they would have some kind of or just he wear headphones and so I can't hear what Biden's saying.
Mm-hmm.
That would be unfair, I think. It had to be in the booth and then we just hear him.
Because they want to give him an opportunity to respond to, I don't know, whatever crazy he has to say about it. Like,
I don't know how we're going to get crazier than immigrants should be fighting UFC players in the national tournament. And some of those immigrants, I think they might win. What? No one's ever asked me the question of whether a marine battery can electrocute you faster than a shark can eat you. Oh, it means you're a genius. Yeah.
No, that means that's a really dumb thing.
Stupid question.
Like
no one's ever asked me how long it takes me to eat a newspaper. That doesn't mean you're a genius.
What section are we talking about?
Is it the Sunday paper or a weekly?
Oh God, it's so funny.
So
funny. Yeah. So we're right. It is what they call it. David Pakman called it a referendum on dementia. Seeing whose brain is more damaged at this point. But I agree with him. I think Biden is a normal grandpop brain.
I agree.
You're going to make some slip ups. You're going to have some misstatements.
But he's propped up by good people.
But the glitching with Trump, where he's not even using words at times, or
he couldn't come up with a rebuttal.
Like you can't.
Refuddle.
He did doing it multiple times and not knowing that it was just.
And then he said that he didn't confuse Nancy Pelosi with Nikki Haley. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, okay.
And he didn't say anything about
Okay.
what he meant. He's like, I meant to represent that. And I'm like, you meant to represent that? Like, what are you even talking about?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, sure you did. Yeah, it's yeah.
Ugh.
So okay,
Yeah, so-
debate's off,
Yeah,
but
we're good.
sentencing's still on.
At least drinking to the debate.
But yeah, we'll still be drinking.
Yeah.
We'll definitely be drinking. Steve and I might just come on just for the hell of it.
Oh, we can't hear you. Are you muted?
No, it's red.
Does red mean muted?
I'll make sure our thing is on. Oops, no, I can't do that. Let's make sure.
Huh.
Oh, it's us. It's us.
Okay.
Oh no, there you are.
With us?
Okay. I don't know what I did.
No, it was him. But
I
our
don't know what I did.
sound was off too.
What'd you say? I forgot what you said.
I don't know.
Oh, the debate that we won't be drinking for the debate. So
We
we'll
won't?
just, but we,
We'll
I'll still have
gonna
some
say-
alcohol.
oh,
I was gonna
okay.
say,
Okay. All
Just
right.
not, I'm
Drinking
just not
okay.
drinking the entire bottle.
Okay.
right, and
all
he
right.
won't be able to join us because he's going to be watching.
No,
uh,
he'll be asleep, but I just got to be sober.
Oh,
in
I
case-
see. So you still do the debate, but you just
Yeah, I
drink
just
too
got to be
much.
sober in
Oh.
case anything happens.
Oh yes, yes, of course.
You know, but he should be in bed by then, hopefully.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
If not, I'll put him in bed early and fuck him.
Jam the door. No.
Give him the drink.
No.
Old
No.
Irish.
Push their gums with whiskey. That
That's
goes right
right.
out.
Ironically, my grandpa, when I was, I don't know, I feel like I was younger than him. I feel like I was like maybe 7 or 8, gave me my first beer. And that was so gross.
You didn't like it.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Mine
Oh.
didn't drink either. Yeah. Ugh.
No, I got to drink out of martini. That was terrible.
I got to drink on New Year's and on Shabbat. I'd get a sip
Right. Wine,
of
right?
wine.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
sip
Mm-hmm.
of wine. And I got to drink a full-on mixed drink on New Year's when I was like 12 or 13.
Wow. What did
And
what,
when I was,
what did you get? What did you order? What
I
makes
don't know,
you
whatever the hell my mom made me. I think it was usually like a what are those, vodka and orange juice or whatever.
like a screwdriver? But
Yeah.
it's like juice with a little splash
Yeah.
of something in it. Like kind of like when the Italian they give water and they put like a little drop of wine in there for the kids.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's probably what she did. She probably gave you mostly juice with a little splash of vodka or something in there.
No, my mom made.
Oh, she gave you. Oh, okay, that's really good. I was allowed to have wine, but yeah, blackberry wine.
Oof.
Oh, it's thinking
Yeah.
about it now. Like,
I will not be letting John do that. But
Some
then
people-
again, maybe that's not a bad idea because like I didn't do like a lot of like the heavy drinking that like
right?
other folks did in my high school. So, because it
Right.
wasn't that big of a deal.
No. I feel like that was on our house too. Like it wouldn't have been like, oh no, Carolyn was drinking. Oh no. It wasn't New Year's, it wasn't Thanksgiving.
You
Like
were
she
doing
would do.
the bartending.
Hmm?
You were doing mixed drinks.
Oh
too?
yeah. I was the
She would do the
bartender.
bartending for the.
My dad taught me how to make a martini with the, they had the glasses and I had lime to here, ice here, it was the whole thing. So I could mix a martini for all my uncles.
Nice.
They hated martinis, so
No danger. You
no
sip it.
danger,
Yeah.
no danger there, no.
Yeah.
Ew.
Ugh.
But yeah,
Oh, Gen X life.
Yeah.
right? It was
Right.
special times. And my parents smoked. Did yours? We had
Absolutely.
all
Well, my mom did.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, the first time I got caught smoking,
Mhm.
she bought an entire carton
Oh no.
and made me smoke the whole fucking thing until
Whole
I
carton?
A carton?
whole carton.
Probably only took like a pack, I would hope.
It didn't even take that,
Right.
and I still had to smoke the rest.
Wow. So how long did it take you to smoke a carton of cigarettes as a kid?
A week.
And obviously it matters because you hate cigarettes now. It worked really well.
It did. It worked so well.
Genius.
But see, I'm also the oldest, so that means I'm the fuck up.
She
In the
tried it on
sense that
you.
like everything got tried out on me.
Yeah.
So they would know what worked and didn't work by the time my brother got old enough and my sister got old enough. So
You're hooking them up with cigarettes from your carton. You know, she taught you to buy economically.
she did.
Well, that was a really nice thing to learn too.
Still,
At the end, you're like doing smoke rings.
Still propagates my habit.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's circle back about the debate thing.
Yeah, that'd be
We'll
fun.
figure that out.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fun.
All right. So
Sounds
we'll
good.
go get some air. Go get some air
Get out of there,
conditioning.
man. You made it.
Yeah,
You made it.
before I have